Yo, Palim Palim, and welcome back to This Ain't a Dating Show XXX. By the way, today it's more like this ain't a data show XXX, because we have here Cristian Ionescu, one of the absolute gurus when it comes to business intelligence and data analytics for affiliate programs and more. Greetings to New York, where he is sitting at the moment. And this podcast is presented by your favorite affiliate program in the dating space, Masters in Cash, of course. So thanks for that. And Christian and me, we met like 1 month ago, and data is becoming more and more important than it have ever been. And what he showed me is really absolute next level, and that's why he has to speak a little bit about it here. So thanks for taking the time so early in the morning in New York. Welcome to this show.
Hey, Stefan, thank you very much for having me. I know we've been planning this for some time now, and I'm glad that we got the opportunity to finally do it. Yeah, that's right. Data is playing an important role, and it's gonna keep on playing an increasing role up to a point where a solid data stack is gonna be and needs to be the backbone of affiliate and of the affiliate industry.
So it's a bit rare that somebody that comes from the data analytics team and puts such a strong focus on this industry. How you get in touch with this industry and why you are chasing it more?
So it was not a straightforward decision here. When you do data analytics, you can do it for any industry in particular. As long as there is data that can fit into a table, you can analyze it, you can plot it, you can build machine learning on top of it. So I've experimented with manufacturing, I worked in telecom, I worked in digital marketing. It was not a straight decision. And through a fortunate event, I would say, I was familiar with the data stack that a group of publishers were already using, and they needed someone to be able to operate that. They were doing all their ETL in Alteryx. So that's how I started.
And what was the program or what was the business of these guys you started working with?
So the business of the guys, they're a group of publishers, email marketing publishers, and they were looking to be able to marry, so acquire and marry all types of data to be able to build profiles that help them better target their audience and optimize their email marketing campaigns.
And for what they need you, why is it difficult to make that not in-house, let's say?
So they needed the way, this was a very particular setup. Multiple email marketing publishers wanted to collaborate to a specific extent. So of course, each of them could have built their internal data analytics capabilities and buy their own data, analyze it, clean it, and use it to segment and extract lists. But they also wanted to be able to pull in and share some of the information they were gathering from their operations, that is clicks and conversions, but they wanted to do that in an anonymized way so that they won't give away their secrets, right? So they wanted to collectively learn from all this data, but without being able to, let's just put it this way, learn too much about each other's proprietary strategies.
So that was including for sure the email address itself, that they keep it for themselves. But what other data they don't want it to exchange between each other? Because in dating, email marketing is a very big thing. And even when it's getting now harder, there are still a lot of people to make money out there. So maybe there are other groups that say like, hey, this is a service and a concept I would like to adapt for our business model as well.
So as a group, yeah, you bring up an important point, and I can tell you what's my take on what affiliate networks can do. But firstly, as a publisher, you don't want to give away your secrets and your targeting strategies and the persons that clicked on your links or converted on your offers, and especially the persons, the emails that have the longest lifetime revenue, lifetime value, right? So you don't want to give away all of that. But what you want to do instead is use better external third-party data that can correlate with your strategies and can help you refine your strategies. And this type of data can be particularly expensive. So we're talking here about, for instance, demographics or user intent type of data or user activity type of data that is expensive and somehow prohibitive for a single publisher to buy it. But then when multiple publishers come together, they can pool in resources and buy all of that data and share it between them.
Okay. Interesting. And it makes it actually clear why it's not easy to build something like this in-house, because it's most probably more complex than it seems. It's not just you press a button and you see everybody that has a certain age and you can work with this. What are usually like patterns that they are detecting? Is it's like something like you see an age and then you see like a click behavior, and with this you can predict how much revenue this type of users are generally generating, or how can we imagine that?
So I've seen correlating demographics with conversion data. I've noticed how various age segments respond better to specific vertical or specific type of offers, or how various demographics and segments will generate a higher EPC for the publisher and for the network.
And speaking now about the networks. So we had now on one hand the publisher, and network is in some way also serving traffic to the advertiser. So you could define them if you want as a publisher as well. But when you run now an affiliate network, no matter the vertical, for what you would need this type of analytics as well, what are practical uses for that?
So there are two sides here. Speaking of pooling resources together, I think that networks can step up and step in and offer additional complementary services to their publishers. So a network has always coupled publishers with exclusive offers, but what they can do is also get this type of software and this type of maybe subscriptions that help them monitor IP resources and servers and VPCs and email domains and reputation and all of that stuff. They can step in and help their publishers with this type of demographic or intent data and instead ask for a higher margin. They can furthermore facilitate this anonymized exchange between publishers so they can collectively learn more about the audience of the offers and how they respond to specific offers. So let me give you an example here. Imagine you have an offer set up with several versions of the landing page. You as a network can see that the landing page is performing better than the other from one publisher's data. So another publisher that is sending traffic to the same offer but to the wrong version, you can guide them and tell them, hey, this is not efficient. You're doing that, but you might want to redirect your traffic to this better version instead. And collectively, all the publishers will benefit from that, as well as the network is going to benefit from a higher overall revenue.
I mean, if the affiliate is happy, the network is usually also happy, and also the affiliate manager, because commission. And
Yep.
successful affiliates need often less work than the ones that are like average or like just starting out with you. How else you can make the life of the network owner or the people working at the network easier?
So looking at networks, they
That's, by
have
the way, my coffee
played.
machine.
Oh, I see. Looking at networks, they have the role they have played has been changing and continues to change. And to some extent, I feel like they don't have enough tools to do their job. There are various third-party tools. You need a tracking platform, of course. You need a CRM to keep track of the attribution and where you met your affiliates and where you met your publishers. You need a ticket management system to monitor that you're setting up offers fast enough so that you start generating money faster. You need a way to manage your non-compliance claims that are coming from the advertisers and see through that they are solved. So these are all different software. There is a need for an integration on all of that, and you can integrate that at BI level. And this is where we step in, and this is how we help them. So by combining all of the data from tracking platforms with the CRM, for instance, you can understand more about the attribution and where you got your most successful affiliates from. By coupling the ticket management system with the tracking data, you can understand more about the impact that non-compliance issues have caused you. You can track more by coupling the CRM with the tracking platform. You can segment your publishers and your advertisers and your offers in such a way that you can start to understand the inefficiencies within the network. And to name an example, we have built and are building recommender systems where we learn what successful publishers do, and we look at the offers they are running and suggest some of those offers to affiliates that might benefit from them as well, and they have not tried them out yet.
How you decide that? Because, for example, here in Masters in Cash, we have like 8 core types of affiliates. We have the social guys, the SEO guys, the mailing guys, blah, 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 blah. So, and the networks, of course. What is working for one group of people does not have to work automatically for the others. And we have only one vertical. But how you decide, or how your software, I mean, it's not that you are sitting there in a box like this chess player 300 years ago that tricked the king. You're not sitting there in a box, so it's a system that decides what affiliate should run it based on what information you are recommending that.
So the way it works, there are two different types of algorithms here, but it's very similar to how Netflix recommends you movies. So what we do is we look at all the offers and all the affiliates. We look at the corresponding revenue, and we determine similarities between affiliates according to offers they have been running. Basically, how Netflix does in a nutshell, it sees that both of us, you and me, have seen the same 4 movies, but then I saw another 5th movie that you did not see so far. So what Netflix does is it thinks, since Christian and Stefan had similar tastes in movies, it's highly probable that he will enjoy that movie as well. So we do the same thing, but this time with offers and with affiliates.
And do you have also something like in your magic box that can happen already when an affiliate is very new to the program? Because this is often where it's also the most critical for the affiliate managers to recommend what works. For example, we have in some countries 5 offers. They all look very similar. They have all very similar landing pages, but the domain name is totally different. So it's having different target groups, even when the look and feel is like different. It can be, for example, hot neighbors, or it can be hot flirts. One is indicating maybe more, hey, there is somebody in your neighborhood. And the other one is like, hey, somebody wants to chat with you. So it's hard to know what would be better for an affiliate to run. So when we don't have any experience, even with experience, it's hard because we don't have this recommender system. I know beside you, nobody that is actually offering that. That's why I want to talk with you so much about that. So what do you do if an affiliate is not having like historical data? You see what is generally working there best for new guys and how to do it like this, or how?
So in that case, yeah, this is where the second algorithm kicks in. This is the cold start problem here. You have no historical data to learn from. So what you do instead, you learn from the attributes, and this is what a good robust CRM system comes into play. and you start looking at similarities with other affiliates based on their attributes, such as running within the same vertical, operating the same type of channels, having historically preferred, and this is something that you can ask them, higher EPC, lower volume type of offers, lower EPC, higher volume type of offers, and you start with that. You see, do you remember when you create your Spotify account, do you remember that it firstly asks you for the type of genres and to select some our favorite artists that you like?
I mean, I don't use Spotify, but I know it from other things that I use.
Okay, some other platforms work as well. So what you can do is when they sign up, you present them with some choices that they will need to click. And you can make here like comparisons, several comparisons between two offers. And you present like a higher EPC, lower EPC type of offer, this type of offer versus this type of offer. And you make them choose. Those initial choices should provide you enough data to initiate your algorithm to start serving the first recommendations. And then what you do is, after they started using it, you start learning from the data you're collecting and fine tune and feed all of that back into the algorithm.
And when a program or a network has established this, I mean, for a program, it's more or less the same as with a network, because usually they work with internal advertisers. Then how is it for them if their system don't have the functionality to classify and segment affiliates? Would it be then like a second layer tool or a second layer platform, and this is combining with the tracking platform and is mixing it everything together in front of the Witanalytica system, and then it spits out a recommendation?
Yeah, so what you need the second layer. This second layer is the data warehouse. So most of the tools that we mentioned here have APIs. So what we do, we set up usually cloud infrastructure. We connect to all the underlying APIs of all these third-party tools, extract the data, and we bring it into a data warehouse that is not sitting on the premises of Witanalytica, is still sitting on the premises of the network or of the advertiser. The licenses and the data stay with you at all times. So we don't bring you to an Witanalytica external system and then we feed you with all those recommendations. At all times, the data, the infrastructure, the database, the warehouse, everything is yours and continues to be yours. So you bring all of that data into the data warehouse, and that's where you start adding rules and calculations for segmentation, or you add the recommender system on top of it.
And the recommender system, how it's delivering this information? Is it telling the affiliate manager something like, yo, affiliate, this and this should use it? Or has the affiliate like a system themselves, so they see it in their program, or they get an email or a personalized newsletter? What is the way how it functions?
It can be all of them. It depends on how you usually communicate with your affiliates, but you can basically build an API. Yeah, we have some more people joining it.
Ask them if they know something about data. Maybe they have something to contribute.
Yeah, we
Or
can
about
invite them
dating,
over.
also good. They look like they could know at least something about IT.
Yeah. Well, it depends, coming back to your question, it depends on how you work with your affiliates. So what we've done, we have built an API that serves these recommendations, and some networks chose to serve this recommendation as part of the tracking platform. So when the affiliate logs into their account, they are prompted with a very nice homepage where they see their personalized recommendations. Other networks prefer to have their affiliate managers go through them and then recommend case by case to the affiliates in their portfolio. Some other networks have chose to send out newsletters. It can be daily or weekly newsletters with the latest recommendations. So it's quite flexible.
I mean, from personal experience, the most affiliates are not logging in your program too often. they do this like here and there to validate that their numbers are matching your numbers. But the bigger ones, they are usually telling us, yo, bro, give me that link, blah, 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 blah. So they are not logging in. So they would have to get it from us, or alternative, the newsletters they are always reading. If I send out a newsletter, there are always like a bunch of guys, and I don't manage too many affiliates anymore, but even there, from this 15 that are left on under me are always 2-3 that are saying like, yo, bro, I saw that you have now this and this, let's start it. So if it would be an individual recommendation, it would be of course even better.
Yeah, so for affiliates that prefer to see them in a newsletter, you can do that. But for affiliates that are larger, very mature, and they have automated systems, they could get their recommendations through an API, and they do whatever they think fit and use them. I mean, imagine when, and we've had instances of affiliates being so confident in these recommendations that they wanted to put everything on autopilot. So they wanted to have this algorithm decide what they should send out next, and it was coupled to their email system. So whenever recommendations were refreshing, also their email campaigns were updating.
So in the end of the day, I'm not saying it makes the affiliate manager useless, because that would be bad for me and for all my homies out there. But in the end of the day, it's taking away a lot of grunt work and data crushing that no good affiliate manager enjoys. They usually enjoy to communicate this recommendation, find solutions, build a connection, get customized deals for the affiliates going, and of course activate also new guys. What other functionalities your system has that makes the life of the affiliate managers easier, for example, to monitor the performance of affiliates or offers, because that's also often hard to keep track on what you are offering in this field?
So on this front, I am a very big fan of segmentation. We use data, the type of data that I mentioned from the CRM or from the tracking system, to segment the affiliates within an affiliate manager's portfolio into different segments according to how active they are, the number of offers they are using, the vertical, the channels they are operating, the type of offers that they prefer, higher, lower PCs, higher, lower volume, the type of commissions they prefer in case you also offer CPM, CPC, CPL, CPL revenue share type of deals. And other attributes like this, compliance or non-compliance known cases. And we use all of these criteria to segment all the affiliates and bucket them into different segments, so that you, as affiliate manager, when you look at the dashboard, you are clear about how different they are, and you are clear about the strategy that you need to employ with each of them. So, because imagine this domain in this industry relies heavily on personal connections, and that is perfect and it should stay like that. But sometimes as individuals, we can get a little bit subjective in the way we approach. We have better chemistry with some people, less chemistry with some other people, right? So what we do is we come with this segmentation analysis that is objective and it is based on data. And as an affiliate manager, you need to be aware that you need to go through all of your segments and address them with their needs. So for instance, if you have a segment of known affiliates that have caused non-compliance issues, maybe you can go back and retrain them and remind them about the policies, or even maybe you cut access from more sensitive offers, or you adjust commissions. You can then look at, you might have affiliates that were performing very well and their traffic dropped, but that traffic could be compensated by some other rising stars type of affiliates. So you need to be aware of all of that.
One question, and you say you are all aware of that. The problem is that a lot of these things are missed out by the affiliate managers because it's so much things happening. Do you have also for the affiliate manager something like a recommendation system that goes even further than the offer recommendation? For example, look at this affiliate, he dropped. Look at this offer, it increased. Maybe you can give it to more affiliates, because that would be something that is taking away 50% of the time of the affiliate managers to detect who is dropping, who is increasing. For me, are the increasers, by the way, more important than the droppers, because once the money comes in, it's easier to scale them. Once it's going down, it's often an issue that we cannot even influence. Like the person is on vacation, the person is ill, the person is getting married, the person has get a kid like me. Jesus Christ, I had nothing to do when I had a kid beside the kid. And it's
Right.
still like this sometimes. Love
Yeah.
you, Kaya.
Hi, Kaya. Yeah, yes. So there are two ways we do that. So we have been doing lots of what we call managed services, the type of things that we discuss that are customized to a network or to a group of publishers. We do lots of programming and development, and we develop all of those tools, such as a recommender system that alerts an affiliate manager on traffic dropping or potential improvement opportunities there, right? Suggest a better landing page for a specific type of traffic. So those are all customized services, but now that you ask, we are working on a small version, a SaaS, that is gonna automatically do that for the affiliate managers. It's gonna integrate with these systems, and it's gonna crunch the numbers and come up with this type of insights and recommendations. And this is particularly dedicated maybe to smaller networks that don't have the bandwidth to build an internal team, a data analytics team, or even partner with a consulting company. So we are going to offer them a software that they will be able to use based on a subscription.
Okay. And when you are going to plan to kick this off, because then we can maybe make some noise for you, because we have a lot of networks, and especially when you said about the compliance stuff, it's very critical. So every Monday and I think every Thursday we get like a fraud report from our department, and it doesn't matter when we get it, because we catch them also. Even if we would get them on Tuesday, it's not that you make on Monday the fraud and we don't catch you. But it's hard to keep, for example, track of all these non-compliant guys. And it's also hard for these non-compliant guys that are often like a 2-3 man company to balance this all out. We have a big data team in Masters in Cash, but networks with 2-3 people that they have often access to like specialized affiliates that we don't have, but they are not keeping track on that at all. So how it would function if one of these smaller networks or medium-sized networks wants to partner up with you and with the software, and when they could be able to start that, because it's interesting for the quality that we are getting from them.
So I think in about somewhere between, we're looking at 4 to 6, maybe 8 weeks, we're gonna have a
I saw months.
first. No, no. We are almost done with it. It's gonna provide important, critical, high-level insights. It's gonna surface out inefficiencies within the network. I'm talking here about the first iteration. So it's gonna be small, but we are focusing on the most critical aspects that an affiliate manager or a network owner needs to be aware of. And that's coming out in, I told you, somewhere between 4 to 8 weeks. We're gonna launch very soon, if it's not already live, a wait list that people will be able to use to sign up, and we will notify them as soon as we are live.
Okay. Yeah, I will put a link to your LinkedIn there or something like this. And if we publish it and you already have the link, you can give me this and I plug that in as well. What are the target groups that need some specifics that that people can use it, or they just need to be open-minded to give it a try?
They need to be open-minded to give it a try. We are focusing on taking away a lot of the work that they're doing. So it's gonna be like one simple step. You create an account, you add your tracking platform API key, you wait for several hours, and then bam, you're gonna have several dashboards. In the very beginning, it's gonna be only one, but we're working on several other dashboards. You're gonna have several pre-populated dashboards that we think are gonna surface out the most important inefficiencies that you're gonna want to have a look at.
Okay. Interesting features coming up for networks and programs. The bigger target group on this market are affiliates themselves, especially media buyers. I mean, SEO people, they have tons of tools to analyze things. Media buyers, they have their tracking tools, but the tracking tools are practically also just like a raw amount of data. Is there something that you provide as well? You have already done things there beside this publisher with email that you analyze. What can they expect from you, or in general, what they can maybe do themselves to make it better?
So there are some type of projects that we have developed for media buyers, especially for paid advertising. Most often than not, they would need to operate many channels with lots of individual accounts for each channel, maybe dedicated to various markets or to various brands within the same company. So what they need on that front is a way to see all of those campaigns performances in one single place. So we have done projects where we have connected to all these APIs to extract the data and bring all of that data into one single dashboard. That's not an off-the-shelf SaaS. It's more like managed services type of work, but this is the type of information that we know they need to see. That's on one side, and on the other one, there is an opportunity to start using some complementary tools. I have participated 3 weeks ago, I think it was a digital marketing forum in New York, and I saw a very cool tool that gives you, for any ad that you have for any creative, it gives you an attention score. So I think there is an opportunity to analyze your creatives and corroborate that type of attention score with the performance of your paid media campaigns, so that you can learn and be more proactive about estimating what type of creating is gonna work and what not. But this again is not some off-the-shelf third-party SaaS subscription-based type of tool. It's again managed services that involves lots of programming.
Okay. When we speak about all this data that we are getting in, and as I said in the beginning, this ain't a dating show XXX becomes today, this ain't a data show XXX. But what you consider are the most important data points that affiliates, advertiser, and networks should collect to make like qualified business decisions?
So the primary objective has always been and should continue to be to offer great experience to the audience and to the traffic. I am a firm believer that relevancy is gonna be king. So the better you can couple a person's intent with the right ad or the right offer at the right time, the better the whole ecosystem of affiliates, advertisers, and networks is gonna do. So to your point, any type of data that can help us understand what people are looking for and the type of ad they should see, that's gonna be great. So we're talking here about user intent, the source where they are coming from, the interactions they have had so far with the software, with the platform, with previous ads, the demographic that they are a part of, any type of data basically that can teach us more about their behavior and preferences. And we can also think about more exotic type of data here, let's like weather patterns. I haven't yet seen a publisher successfully using weather patterns when trying to show an ad. Something new and disruptive that I have seen at Advertising Week New York, it's about the connected TV technology. The connected TV technology analyzes in real time the content that is playing on the TV to decide whether they should play an ad of a specific brand, both in terms of relevancy. They need to make sure that this ad is relevant for the scene that was playing and that it is also safe. So some brands would not want their ads shown very close to a scene in a movie where somebody is swearing, right? So we have the technology to do all of that in real time. And I think there is an opportunity also in the dating space to use more data to understand and anticipate some of the users' preferences. And let me give you an example. What do you think about movies and box offices and pop culture? What if you see the trends and the emerging trends on social media and what movies are popular or not, and then you recommend models that look alike with some of the actors in those movies? I haven't seen something like that, but I think it's an opportunity to do all of that.
I mean, theoretically, you could go now with AI and even put something like on all the girls that are registered on your platform, you give them the opportunity to make like, let's say, a Harlequin filter. Now that is Joker 2. Okay, it's a flop, but it's in the cinemas. So you put on everybody, let's say, a Joker filter, and the girls are maybe appearing then like this, especially this pop culture and cosplay is a very big niche. It's a very big niche in practically everything. There are Twitchers and streamers, they earn a fortune, and there are also a lot of girls that are creating adult content with this nerdy style. They are having like this ears from the cat or something like this, or they are dressing like Pikachu and they are looking for a date, and they have one of the best audience that is coming here.
Yeah, and imagine for this type of traffic, you need to orchestrate the entire pipeline. So that is understand from trends when this is emerging and then adjusting the ads so that you capture people's intent and attention and direct it to the relevant streamers that are within that niche. So everything needs to be streamlined, and not only for one niche. This is why you need large-scale automated systems, because you want a machine to couple all of that for you.
So you have practically, with all the experience for most of the verticals, an idea what to do, because you saw things happening and you can come up with an idea very fast. I was not thinking about now putting pop culture into dating. I saw it, but I never considered it as like maybe a business model or like a tweak just to squeeze out of 5% of the users 10% more, what is like on a global scale that we are in the meantime, I would say, operating, already paying for a doner kebab, right?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so then I have another question. What you are talking about is very sophisticated. And since we met, I dived a little bit deeper into that. I anyway tried to learn some things. Some friend sent me some nice articles also about hosting. Greetings to Natalie from Mojo Host for doing this. So I want to learn all this kind of stuff. And we are also a big company. We have the own thing. We have the own data analytics in house. But let's say you are now a one-man affiliate, or you are like a network, just three friends working a little bit together. You cannot afford an entire team for that. You can maybe not even afford to take like a consultant to build an entire system, maybe for like a few hours to help them. And your SaaS is at the moment not there, or maybe they start new, they would not even have any data to feed it with. So what you recommend somebody that is completely on their own and not relying on something that you can provide or other tool providers to have their data stuff in place and already put like a seed for further growth or help them to growth if they are just doing it themselves?
So in terms of seeds, I think data management should be one of the primary areas. So no matter that you don't have the resources now to hire analysts and use sophisticated technologies, you need to make sure you put in place the right data structure that measures the performance of your key processes over there. I've seen, and this is something that I very frequently hear, especially with data analysts and data analytics professionals. Um, some of them live with the impression that data analytics is so fundamental that you cannot run a company without it, and that's not true. Data analytics is what makes a difference between a normal car and the Formula One car. But you still need to start off with a car. And to have a car that drives, it needs to have four wheels and a steering wheel. That's it. No flashy type of stuff, algorithms, intelligence, AI, machine learning, and stuff like that, right? So coming back to your question, data management is very important and making sure that you capture the right data. Experimentation is yet another important point, but make sure that you are measuring your experiments and learning from that so that you don't repeat mistakes. And sometimes even a short discussion, 2, 3, 4 hours with a consulting company in the very beginning can save you a lot of time down the road, because I have seen instances where publishers have set up a data collection structure that 2 years down the road does not allow them to do machine learning or AI. And that's a pity, because imagine you're collecting and you have been collecting all of that data for a very long time.
So
And the
one
short
question,
discussion,
how is that even possible? I mean, let's say I have now the data and I put it somewhere, and then I want to analyze it and I see like, okay, it's not correct. I just changed the header from the CSV file. I know that is now like, it's now maybe like a very childish approach, but how you can collect data and it's not usable? How is that even possible?
imagine that it might not have the right granularity or the right frequency of refresh. So when you're collecting it, if you're collecting data only once a week, you're never going to be able to build an algorithm that updates daily.
Okay. Okay, I
Or
get it.
you might miss, you mentioned there renaming the column, but what if you have not collected the column at all and you need it?
I mean, I have now the problem moving my CRM system for the recruitment company because the old system could not extract every custom-made field. And because we are working in a niche industry, practically 50% of it was niche. And when I could extract it, the new system could not digest what I have it. So I have now somebody working on it since quite a while to manually copy and paste it. I mean, we could extract at least the data that was there by default, but everything like email address and name, but like what vertical, what job, and so on, this poor soul has to do now manually. I hope she has like a good playlist on her ear.
Oh, I see. Let's talk after the episode.
Yeah,
Maybe we
anyway,
can help.
always a pleasure. So, okay, then I have a last final question. It's not even so much related to data, but abuse it for whatever you have in mind. It's the golden nugget. And the golden nugget is the best advice you can give to the audience that we have not heard 100 times before. Because in the beginning, I was not saying like, hey, not the same stuff. And they were all like, oh, you have to network. Yeah, okay, great advice. So what you have to say? If you say networking, I erase this podcast, no matter how good it was before.
No, it's not networking. I mean, you guys are way better at networking. Uh, no, it's about experimentation. Keep on testing and experimenting. Most often than not, there's one single answer and one size fits all type of solution. I'm talking here about data analytics and effectively using data in your publisher or network or advertiser operations. So experimentation is key. And secondly, think of once you feel like you have drained all the resources you could have used, think of what other type of third-party data you could integrate that could add more information, like the weather patterns data that I mentioned, pop culture data that I mentioned. I think there's a huge opportunity out there to understand more about the behavior of the audience and offer a great experience. So we need to continue to do that. We don't always know what is the next data that would be useful, but adopt this culture of experimentation. Get a sample, test it out, see if it works or not, substitute it with another type of data, and so on. Because only this type of approach is gonna allow the ecosystem to become better. And I think it's a huge opportunity for the industry. I've seen marketing channels becoming more opaque, starting from 2016 and all the Cambridge Analytica US elections scandal, if you remember about it.
Yeah, very well.
So affiliate marketing has a great opportunity in becoming a channel that allows, starting from publishers to the advertisers, to keep on learning about the audience, to serve the relevant products and the relevant services at the right time.
And for all of this, you need an API, I guess, or how else the systems can digest all this information.
Yes, APIs are very much needed to facilitate all this data exchange from publishers to networks, between publishers, from networks to advertisers, and so on.
Are there any opportunities if something is not having an API to work with it?
Yes, there are many ways we can collect data. We can like web scrap it or build a robotic process automation, like robots that go in and emulate the behavior of a person. But it's all great when all softwares have APIs,
You
and
build
we
this
cannot say
scrappers
that
as
enough.
well? You build this scrappers as well, or you have it if somebody needs that?
Yes, yes, we also build scrappers or RPA.
Okay, I have to add here also something about data and how it can make affiliates and advertisers more from own experience. So we work with the new business and masters in cash, at least with the new affiliates, very heavy on CPL. But there is, I would say, the majority is still like happening on RevShare with all these legacy partners that we have. So affiliates are very hesitating when it comes to move from CPL to RevShare due to cash flow. And also sometimes it's like a trust thing because advertisers are disappearing or they can use billing methods. There was recently like a few scandals there. So what we are doing is the people that are running with us since a while, CPL, and that have sources, it's never the entire account with a media buyer. So it's like, let's say they are running 20 sources and 5 of them are making us a gigantic profit. So what we are doing that, often they have to ask us also for that, but we tell them also often proactive if we have a very good relationship, because then we think about it. It's not that we want to keep it. We tell them, hey, these 5 sources, or at least 2 or 3 of them, you should move to RevShare. So now within 3 months, we already made 5 times more than what we paid you on CPL. So why we are telling them this? If you have CPL, you can never go and say like we pay you now out of the sudden 8, 9 times more, because the affiliates usually mix in also like nasty traffic with this high payout, and they give their offer to like their friends and say like, look, Stefan is paying me 8 times more. So what we are doing is we tell them to move a few of the sources to RevShare. In that way, they make more. But when it's running and they see permanently income from there, it's very unlikely that they move this great source on RevShare out of the sudden to CPL from a competitor or to another RevShare offer from a competitor. Additionally, if this so they make more, they stay more loyal. We lose a little bit of money because we don't have this high profit, but maybe we run with this affiliate, the source for the next 2 or 3 years. And I mean, this is stuff that we see. And additionally, let's say the affiliate is stopping for reasons that are not in our power. they try another vertical and they see they earn at the moment with casino more, or they are ill or whatever, they will get with this rev share sometimes 3-4 years later rebuilds. So they see still an income for us after being not active. And a lot of these verticals that are like booming, we saw it often: sweepstakes, crypto, mobile content. Now at the moment it's casino. Everything has like a certain lifetime and it's really booming. And some of them stays, but a lot of it goes then down to a normal way. And they always have then from us the rebuilds, and they always come back and say like, hey, let's run this. So we can only do this because
I have had instances where I moved these email marketing groups acquisitions from rev share to paying for upfront for the entire data. It was the opposite of what you were describing, but I think the common point there is to analyze it and see what works best and when.
Yeah, I mean, not every step we can use as a company. If we say like, hey, you are making with RevShare not enough money, move it to CPL, that would not make sense, because then only the affiliate wins, and they are maybe very likely to move because it takes all the advantages away and we cut in our own flesh. But in general, if you are representing now the interests of the affiliate itself, it makes totally sense and say like, hey, this data that you bought now is, I think, better on CPC or CPL, because it's not the users that make very good rebuilds. So yeah, cool stuff. I'm really glad that we had this talk and that you took time from the Big Apple, where there's a lot of cool stuff happening, to talk here with your guy in Romania a bit about data. So if people want to learn a little bit more about it, where they should go, where they find you.
So they can go to witanalytica.com. We have there some cool case studies, including the recommender system that I mentioned. And if they want to reach out, we always make it our habit, and we welcome any discussions. We are looking for hard nuts to crack. We don't offer discount on our services, but what we offer is free consultations, free initial consultations. So if anybody is struggling with a challenge or a problem that they cannot solve, we'd love to hear more about it. They can contact us at witanalytica.com/contact, or write me an email at christian@witanalytica.com.
Okay, we put all the contact details here. And yeah, that's practically it. So thank you once again, Christian, for sharing all these insights on this super interesting and booming topic. I'm very sure this is for many people out there extremely interesting and relevant. And of course, also thank you, Masters in Cash, for presenting this podcast and format, this and the dating show XXX. So stay tuned, Christian. Have a lot of fun in New York and a lot of success. Peace out.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Ciao.